What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Sunday, August 25th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video, hit that red subscribe button, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. All right, let's dive into the picks for today. We have a stacked Sunday slate, so let's start with the pitcher position. I really like Kevin Gausman today. He's pitching against the 26th worst batting team, the Los Angeles Angels. Now, Gausman's got a dash rank of 100 and an ownership percent that should be around the higher end, considering his performance. Gausman has an ERA of 4.24 but an impressive 131 strikeouts this season. He averages 19 fantasy points per game and pitched an average of 42 pitches per game recently. Specifically, he's giving up just a .615 OPS versus righties, and tonight he'll be facing 6 righties. The Blue Jays could see him capitalize on the weaker opposition, making him a strong pick. So I like Kevin Gausman here versus the Los Angeles Angels. All right, let's take a look at the catcher position. I'm keen on Salvador Perez. He's got a dash rank of 50, facing a middle-tier batting team in the Phillies. Perez has a batter total advantage of over 3,000% and bats a .661 OPS versus lefty pitchers, which matches up well against his opponent tonight. Though his ownership is only 5%, Perez has smashed 23 home runs this season and scored 23 fantasy points just 2 games ago. I like Salvador Perez here versus the Phillies. Next, moving on to first base. Bryce Harper is a strong pick for today, especially considering the news articles citing his all-star potential and performance. He's going up against the Kansas City Royals. Harper has an 18% ownership, which indicates the confidence the field has in him. He has an OPS of 0.915 against righty pitchers and bats a .333 average versus this particular one. Harper's historical performance against Kansas City is solid, hitting .333 over 24 at-bats, including 2 home runs. I like Bryce Harper here versus the Kansas City Royals. For second base, a good value pick today is Garcia. With a dash rank of 30, he's got a favorable matchup against the Phillies' 25th ranked opponent defense. He'll be facing a pitcher who's prone to struggle, evident from Garcia's batting advantage of 17% against lefties. Though he has no record against this pitcher yet, his .790 OPS versus lefties should hold him in good stead for tonight. With a price of $4,400, I like Garcia as a budget-friendly pick. At third base, Royce Lewis is looking promising today against the St. Louis Cardinals. He's got a dash rank of 74 and is hitting an OPS of .968 against right-handed pitchers. Although he has no previous at-bats against tonight's pitcher, his recent form is encouraging, scoring 5, 3, and 9 fantasy points in the last 3 games. I like Royce Lewis here versus the Cardinals. For shortstop, look no further than Whit Jr. The Royals' shortstop brings epic form into tonight's matchup against the Phillies. With a dash rank of 100 and an ownership percent of 24%, he's a popular pick. Whit Jr. has a batting average of .346 and an incredible batter total advantage of 4,800%, making him a must-start. With multi-homer potential and a solid season average of 11 fantasy points per game, I love Whit Jr. here versus the Phillies. In the outfield, Riley Greene stands out. Facing the 23 RD-ranked Chicago White Sox, he's got a dash rank of 89 and a solid OPS of .828 versus right-handed pitchers. Greene has scored 15, 12, and 25 fantasy points in his last 3 games and looks set to continue his hot streak. At just $5,000 salary, I like Riley Greene here versus the White Sox. Before we wrap up with more picks, remember you can try all of these daily fantasy tools for yourself by clicking the link in the description of this video. Okay, back to the picks. From a value perspective, keep an eye on Beau Brieske pitching against the absolute worst batting team, the White Sox, with a dash rank of 55. He's priced at $5,400 and has a respectable ERA of 4.24. He has a weighted OPS of .721 and has given up only a .200 batting average against the team. Scoring 10 and 8 fantasy points in the last 2 games, he provides a low-cost ceiling, which makes him a compelling option. At catcher, Corey Lee for the Chicago White Sox offers a top-budget option. Priced at just $2,400, with a 5 fantasy points per game average, Corey Lee bats a solid OPS of .400 against righty pitchers. He scored 13 and 9 fantasy points in the last 2 games and is a sneaky value play for today's slate. At first base for a cheaper option, consider Spencer Torkelson. Slated against the White Sox, Torkelson has an ownership of 16% and costs only $3,900. He has an OPS of .735 versus righties, and even though there's no historical data versus the current pitcher, his recent 18 fantasy points show he can deliver. All right, folks, these are my picks for today. If you want to arm yourself with top DFS tools, go to draftdashboard.com and give it a try. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and drop a comment with your favorite player for this slate. Good luck, everyone!